Hello everybody, Dave here. I am here. Might actually do this as a new video because the previous bit was already half an hour long. Now where we got up to was we had applied and scraped on these four sides. You can see from 2.5 of them. We're going to focus mainly on these two for now. Where I'm going to reapply a little bit of the stripper. We'd already applied some, left it for a while, but I'm just going to put a bit more on and then scrape it. I've also got some wire wool ready to hopefully help us get a nice clean strip on it. And yeah, I was contemplating whether to do the wire wool bit now, but I figured, you know what, I might as well, rather than just having to keep coming back and going over and over and over the same things. Hopefully this scrape should take most of the rest of the stuff off, because so we'd left it on there for a while, so that's coming up a lot better. Apologies if you're getting a lot of traffic noise or anything like that, but I do need to have the window open. I mentioned that I've been struggling with sleep recently. I mean, I'm always commenting about I don't sleep much, I know, but it's been different recently, because recently what's been happening is if I fall asleep lying on my back, then I'll wake up after a period of time unable to breathe and choking, because it would appear that somehow I am blocking my airway if I sleep on my back. Now, it's something that I've been aware of for a while, so to be honest, most of the time I'm not trying to sleep on my back. And normally if I sleep on my side, I'm okay. But recently it's also been happening when I've been sleeping on my side. So basically, when I'm trying to sleep, I am effectively stopping myself from breathing, which is not very nice when you wake up and you're absolutely gasping for breath, because it's a shock to the system. The thing is, that's why it wakes you up, because it is a shock. You can't breathe, your body's basically going, fucking wake up, you dickhead. And it's not nice. And when it happens, it's not like you can just go, oh, right, I'll be alright, roll over, go back to sleep. No, it doesn't work like that. So, yeah, sleeping recently has been a very difficult thing. And obviously, one thing I don't want to do is fucking, one way or another, block my airway and not wake up. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd rather wake up fucking gasping for breath than not wake up at all, but I'd rather not have the problem in the first place. But the difficulty breathing when lying on your back is a known thing. Just to put it into perspective, for example, it is recommended that if you're struggling with, for example, COVID, to help your oxygen supply, lie on your front. It's easier to breathe when lying on your front. Not for me. Doesn't work for me. At least not when sleeping. But anyway. But this is where, in a way, that another reason why I think I've needed to get onto doing this stuff again, because this is going to wear me out, it's going to make me hungry, and then I should be eating at a decent time, then I should be getting tired at a decent time, and I'll be going to bed like genuinely tired rather than lethargically tired, if that makes any sense. Interestingly, these bits have been a little bit awkward. We'll get the wire wool on these now. See how we get on with that. It's possible as well that what I've got left in my dish here is more varnish residue than stripper. Okay, let's see how we get on then. This is the 5-1. Oh, come on, so easy compared to other times when I've used wire wool with stripper. Holy cow. Yeah. Okay, it isn't perfect right now, but it's not like I'm having to actually scrub it, I'm just wiping it. Get in there a bit. So you can't really see what this bit is doing, but I'm impressed. I'm really impressed with this shit. Now, I could continue trying to really clean these bits up, but I think what I want to do is turn them over and go on to the next side for now. So I'm just thinking, while I've not got a lot of this at the moment, it might not be a bad idea. Yeah, probably only got one one more little dish full. Which way should we go? Should we go that way? No, let's go this way. Now, as we can see, it's already been dripping a bit, which should hopefully help us. So I'm glad that I started doing this today. I think I needed it. I mean, I've been struggling with my back went as well recently, which meant I wasn't able to do anything, but it's just one of those things that recently doing stuff like this I think is good for the soul. Turn the cloth over a bit because that's full of fucking blood. I mean, I am already feeling tired, but it's not a bad tired. You know, I've said it in my videos before. Sometimes I don't mind feeling shit if there's a reason for feeling shit. Now, okay, you could say, well, no, you've not been sleeping well, Dave. That's why you're tired, or that's a good reason. Well, no, it's not. I'm always tired and I never sleep well because of an illness. That's not a good fucking reason. It's just fucking shit. Which is why sometimes when it's possible to push myself that little bit, and then I can go, wow, well I've done that and that's why I'm knackered, or that's why I'm hurting. Yes, there's an underlying health condition, but it's not the only reason. So this is definitely very therapeutic. It's gross, but it's definitely, if you had OCD and you like to clean it, holy shit, you'd enjoy this. Well, you might hate making a mess, but I'll have to reapply and let that settle a bit. Now, I've not really tried working the little groove at the end of the legs much. It's been getting plenty of chemical in there, and I'm hoping that at some point I'll be able to just sort of attack it with some of my skewers and just basically scrape out what's in there. That's the hope anyway. Now, one thing with this table and the legs is I really like the wood on the tabletop. It's got a very nice look to it, a very nice pattern to it, and it's got a real sort of solid feel to it, which is nice. But it's, yeah, the majority is the patterning, the look of it. It does look good. Oh. And I normally, when stripping, I wouldn't be in that kind of chirpy mood, because it'd normally be so exhausting of the amount of effort I'd be having to put in. Reapply a little more on there. Okay, now we'll go for a little bit more on here, and then we'll give this another scrape. Now, one of the things when it comes to stripping is, if you end up with a stripe like I've got here, I don't know if you can see it on camera, or here, here and here, it would suggest, or it does suggest, that you've not taken off all the varnish. Because if you've taken off all the varnish, there'll be no stripe. So I know from my experience, like where this is dripping down the sides, like here you can see it's dripping, because that's been there much longer, it'll have cut deeper through the varnish, which is why you'd be able to apply more stripper to that and scrape it away, but where those marks are, it will take more off. So it's just a case of having to apply enough to get the rest of the varnish off, and then those streak marks, that was the word I was looking for, streaks, won't be there. Because all of the all of the varnish will have vanished, and it won't, well it shouldn't, stain the wood. Now, I mentioned as well on the previous video that I'm not looking at taking out every scratch and mark out of these legs, and I'm not. But obviously I am going to sand them a bit once they're fully cleaned up. So I'm not too worried at the moment about potentially making a mark with my scraper. Oh, that's going to come off lovely. Look at that. Fucking banging. I think I've said the more of the varnish I remove, well, the more of the varnish I remove from the tabletop, the more I liked the look of the wood. And it's the same with these legs. The more of this varnish I'm removing, the better it looks. I do think the varnish that was on here, I don't really think that it helped the wood look its best. Which sounds really sad, obsessive, but I think it's right. I mean, I still haven't decided which varnish I'm going to use on this table, but I have been leaning towards the dark oak that I've got, which, if you remember, I used that on the round table. Didn't really make it very dark, but that wood was a lighter wood anyway. Now this wood is a darker wood, because I'm pretty sure this is oak and that was pine. So I do think the dark oak on this wood would look a little bit darker, but won't overpower the green and the pattern. So yeah, that's the way what I'm leaning towards, and one of the reasons for doing the legs first is so that I can use the dark oak and see how it looks. If I don't like it, I can take it off. If I do it onto the table, then that's a much bigger fix to have to do. Apply a little more, and then we'll get the wire wool on it. Okay, see how we get on with it this way, on this one. See now, when I was doing the tabletop, I can't remember exactly what's on the video of me doing the tabletop because of how long ago it was, but I had to apply the stuff with a brush, right? I scraped it, applied it again, scraped it, applied it again, used wire wool, scraped it, applied it again, sanded it, ruined loads of fucking sanding sheets. Whereas this is no effort, and I know I keep going on about it, but it's a massive fucking difference. So the thing with, when I was sanding the tabletop, and I'm thinking, well, hang on, I'm getting through fucking one bottle of stripper at £18 a pop. On one table, and it's not finished. Then I'm getting through probably another 5-6 sanding sheets easily, just gunking them up and fucking them up. So the cost of doing it was spiralling out of control. Whereas this, it's taken no sanding sheet. It ain't going to take a whole bottle to do just the tabletop. Okay, so streaks that I mentioned, we've got a couple here, but we know that this side is not 100% finished. And we've still got a couple of streaks there, so we know this isn't 100% finished either. But I am sort of trying to focus at the moment on getting it off all the way round, and then we can really focus on cleaning it up properly and getting it all off. Because it'd be a, well, I was going to say a very different approach. It would be a very different approach, but perhaps a less aggressive, less gunky approach. So this is where as well, I don't mind if it's dripping down these sides, because it'll let me know if I've cleaned it off completely or not. So I'm quite happy with how things are going at the moment. Well, as I've said a few times before, right tool for the job. You won't try doing mathematics on a ruler, you do it on a calculator. Now, something I've been thinking about recently is whether I should have made a separate YouTube channel for the Dave Gets Wood series of stuff, because obviously it would appear that I do have a lot of content going out, and quite a bit. At the moment it's almost every day for a Dave Gets Wood video, because I'm trying to keep them nice and short, like around 15 minutes up to 30 minutes. But it does make me wonder whether some of my videos are lost. Not necessarily lost, but like if someone's watching my videos because they like the woodworking stuff, then they're not going to give a shit about the racing or the Assassin's Creed or whatever it may be, the Pro Evo. But then at the same time, I don't mean this rude, but I don't do the videos for you. I do them for me. I need to apply some more on there. And one of the ways that I'm working this at the moment is with a scraping. If it's coming up dry, then I'm stopping scraping it, because basically there's no chemical there still trying to work its magic. Now the chemical will soak into the wood as well, so it can dry out, but it's alright now because it's still going to have worked on the lifting process. But if it has soaked in and it's dried out and the scraper's pulling up dry stuff, then it does seem to be better to apply a little more and then scrape it. Now the cloths that I'm using to wipe all this on are old cloths. It's not like I'm wasting brand new stuff on that. Not that you care about that, but you might. Right, so here, this is coming up dry, so I could keep scraping it, but there's more chance of me damaging the wood, whereas what's coming up here is more liquidy, more gloopy, and is coming up much easier. Now I won't be surprised if the wire wool will get rid of the rest of that on there, which we shall try in a second. Okay. So we'll go for a play in a bit more, we'll see how we get on with the wire wool. Now this would be, I've got more left on here than I had on the other sides when I went with the wire wool, but I'm interested just to see how well it could take it off, if it can. I mean, to be fair, it should be able to take it off, but this is where, with the other chemical, no, it wouldn't have done it. I mean, the other thing as well is, I've only used one piece of wire wool so far, because it's just picking it up and, yeah, it's taking it off cleanly. Now I am trying to use it as well so that the wire wool is in grains going sort of like the grains of the wool or the strands of the wire wool are across, so I'm scraping with a longer distance rather than sort of with the grain of the wire wool, where I'd basically just be rubbing on top of the stuff. At least this way, going sideways with the grain, it should be able to pick up a much larger area. Okay, so not perfect, but I'm not going to complain. I'm just going to try to put that down, and I still need it. That's going to need a little more chemical on there, it's just drying out. The wire wool was removing it, it just needs a little more help. Let's go, Frodo. Well, it struggled a little more with that one, there was more on there, but it's getting there. I might be at the point now where I might need to, well, I'd say grab another piece, but I'm going to be alright to turn this inside out. There we go, so yeah, just needed a slightly cleaner piece of the wool. A bit more on there. I'll get that off. Might run out of memory any moment, so once I've sorted these two bits out, I'll have to go and transfer the video over. But we'll see if we can complete these two legs on this particular video clip. I've got to admit, doing this like this, it's definitely brought the enjoyment back into it of the restoration, bringing something back to life. This is pleasurable. Doing the table top was not fucking pleasurable. Was that the last side? Okay, so we'll see if we can get that side done before the memory runs out, and if it does, we'll just have to either miss the last bit or I could add well transfer the footage and then add the extra bit on. I'm kind of talking to myself at the moment, but I mean, you might kind of take the piss about how I introduce myself on these videos, but there's a reason for that. If I do the introduction the same way, by basically going, "Hi everybody, Dave here," that tells me when I'm editing it, it's the start of a new video. And if I go, "Hi everyone, Dave here, update time," that's a continuation of a video thing. Now you may think, well, that's fucking stupid. Why do you need to do that? Well, when you've got hundreds of video files to go through, and I'm not actually watching all of it, because if I do, I've effectively got to watch 11 hours of footage just to put my videos together, whereas I can give myself a code and I don't have to watch my footage, and I can create it that way. That was a little drier. more on there. Oh. I think what I might do as well is I'm not going to go beyond doing these 2 legs today, or at least for the moment today, because I don't want to overdo myself. And I know I need to go and pick up some more of the chemical. I need to go to the shop to get some loo roll. There's something else I needed to get as well, and I've forgotten. That's got me thinking now. Yeah, so I know that I've got to go out and do things, so I don't want to be too knackered to do that. So I want to be able to go and do that, and then if when I get back later today I feel like doing a bit more, then that's fine. That's different. But what I don't want to do is push myself, and that's the reason why I've gone from trying to do all 4 at the same time to going, no, let's get 2 mainly stripped, and then if we can get them wire walled off, cleaned off, get these stripped completely, then fantastic. Itchy nose. Right, things I do have to be careful as well, because I mean, I put my back out in the weirdest of fucking ways sometimes. I mean, I mentioned earlier that my back was bad this last week, and when I said to people, oh, my fucking back's gone, oh, how'd you do it this time? I don't know, I was asleep. I went to bed fine, woke up, back had gone. What the fuck? I've had it before where I've picked up a t-shirt, back went. Sneezed, back went. Wiping my arse, back went. Now, earlier today, I decided to trim the old beard, and annoyingly, whenever I stand at a sink, my back hurts. So you're wondering why I'm stood at the sink, stood in the bathroom trimming the beard, using the mirror in the bathroom. Even though I'm still straight, it still hurts my back. So yeah, fucking annoying. So I do have to be kind of doubly careful today in that, because I did that earlier, I put my back through a bit of pain, which means it could go on me at any point because it's already been pushed. Right, I think what I'm going to do here is I've just applied this. I need to put some more liquid in my dish, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave these for a moment. I'm going to move the video footage over because it's about to stop, and we'll carry on in a sec. If I can get my glove off. Hey everybody, quick update. I managed to transfer the footage, so we're going to get these 2 finished off, and then we'll call it a day. So, try and get my fucking gloves back on. Right, I'm gonna need, yeah, this, well, okay, I said I was going to finish these off, and I think it all depends on how much is left in here, because it ain't a lot, and the way the tin's made, I don't know how much I'm going to be able to really get out of it. Okay, well there we go. Perfect for fine furniture and mouldings. Oh, that's good to know. Right. Oh. Okay. Thinking about it, got the ends to do as well. We'll see how we get on. Some of you might be wondering why I'm bothering doing the legs, considering when I did the kitchen table I didn't strip the legs like I stripped the top, but to be fair, that was different. The legs didn't have a finish on it that needed taking off, whereas these do. And where there was that bit of damage I showed that's going to need sort of curving around, if I tried to do that I would end up damaging the finish, so I would have to sort that out anyway. But also by doing this it does give me the chance as well to find out what the varnish will look like on this particular wood. And oh dear. Let's get this over. I'm running out of areas on my monkey cloth to wipe my gunk off. Sounds a bit wrong that, but just drying up a bit, so it's going to need a bit more chemical on it. A bit more on there, then we'll go on to the next one and come back to this. I'll come back to it with a bit of the wire wool actually. Let's say it's just about, that was just about ready for the wool. Need a bit more on there. There's a lovely bit of grain there that was completely hidden by the finish that's on this. Well, okay, maybe not completely hidden, but hidden more than it probably deserves to be. Okay, that's ready for the wool. I've only got a little bit of chemical left. I may have to leave the ends until another time. So I've not got enough chemical to do the ends. No. Flip over. Need a bit more chemical going down on there. Oh, nearly done. And even though I've been over this with the wire wool, to be fair, all the surfaces I've already worked on are going to need another little application. But what I wanted to do was get this to a majority, that's a new word, get majority of it stripped off, so that when it comes to doing the finer sort of finishing strip, I'm not going to be dripping gunk everywhere. So I'll be able to sort of apply the chemical, wipe it off with the wire wool, turn it over and basically get the whole thing completed without leaving any streaks, so make it quicker. And if I turn this back over now, you'll see that there are some streaks here which obviously would suggest that there's still a bit of finish on there, which there is, but that's what we'll take off. But obviously I need more chemical for that as well. While I'm here, let's see if that'll do that. Actually, let's use going to use this, which I used. This is a wide hole drill, and I use this for stirring, mixing the resin, but I'm just going to quickly use it to see if I can scrape out the groove here. I'm not after perfection, I just want to try and get as much of the gunk out as I can. The wire will do the rest a little later. Now I could if I wanted. You know what, it'd be interesting, tempting. Could fill that groove with resin. But then saying that, it'd be awkward because it goes all the way round. I wouldn't be able to fill it because it'd just drip everywhere. So nice idea, but won't work. Not without faffing about. Oh, I've got a few on there as well. So yes, as you can see, it is going to need another application, but I am absolutely fine with that. When you compare that to that, obviously there's been a hell of a lot already taken off, but there is still more to come off. So if I tried working on that and turning it and working it and turning it, it is going to drip more everywhere. Whereas because I've got these to this stage, the amount of work I've got left to do on each face is a lot less than the amount I've got to do on there. Now that might not make sense to you, but it does to me. The thing is, where we're up to now with this, like I said, I reckon what's left will all come off with the wire wall, which will be hopefully much easier to do. Right, let's clean out the groove. Now once I've done this is where I'll be taking a break and going and getting on with my things that I need to get done today. Now I'm not planning on doing any more on these today because I also want to keep the amount of chemical smell down if possible. The last time I did stripping, I'm pretty sure I poisoned myself. So this time I want to be a little more careful. But if later on I do feel that I want to do some more, at least I know I'll have that option, especially with me going out to get the supplies I need. Now I know at the moment these legs might not look like they're looking too great and not looking better than they were. They will look better when I've finished, but they'll look better once I've done the next bit of stripping on them. Okay, right. Out of the way. That is me done for now, so I'm going to take a break. So have a good one everybody, take it easy, and we'll see you on the next one.